Alright everyone, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys about objects. This probably won't involve that much programming, just because objects are kind of like a mental thing. You gotta kind of understand it with your mind. There's not really a way to show you in code other than what I showed you in the last video with like separate classes and stuff like that. So I'll try my best to explain it, and I'll try and show you guys examples. So, what is an object? This is a very important question in programming. You'll find that a lot of languages nowadays are object-oriented programming languages, which means that everything is an object. And this makes your code very, very reusable, manageable, and powerful. The first time that you will see an object is when you make a variable. A variable is an object. Now, objects basically are variables that inherit from classes or from some sort of primitive data type. So when you first made a variable integer x equals 5, you made an object called x which inherited from the primitive data type int or integer. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that you're allowed to use any of the inherited methods from the integer data type on your variable or object x, which means you're allowed to multiply, add, subtract, divide, modulus, and all that to your object. This also means you can do the same thing with like an object x which is inherited from the primitive data type string or something like that. Now if you make another class, that class can become a data type. For example, in the last video when we made this class here, cube, we said we wanted to take a object of string and then do all this stuff here to it. However, when we went over here, we had to say an object from cube g is equal to, excuse me, sorry, cube g is equal to new cube parentheses semicolon, which makes a object g of the cube type. And basically it's the same thing as saying like integer x is equal to 5. And I mean, obviously this doesn't look alike, but the idea is the same. We say what type of object we're making, we give it a name, and then we give it its value. Now this right here is basically just saying we're making an object and it just has like the default values of cube, because this obviously is not a primitive data type like integer. But anyways, now we can do whatever, we can use any of the methods defined in the class cube on our cube object. So the object g has inherited all the methods from the cube data type, which turns out there's only one, which is test. However, for integer, we also have different things that we can do. If we do x dot, and Eclipse kind of, is Eclipse going to show anything? Nope. Okay. Well, anyways, what different data types, for example, if we were to go up here, import java.util.scanner, we could come down here, make a scanner object of y, have that equal to new scanner system.in. Oops. Then if we go here and say y dot, it'll come up with all the methods that are available for the scanner object type. And so we have wait, and wait with different parameters. We have use local, toString, skip, notify, notify all, remove, reset, all that stuff. And the only reason we're allowed to use these is because it's an object that inherits from the scanner type, which, like we did with cube, just allows us to use whatever methods were defined in here. Now later on I'll show you guys extending and implementing classes and interfaces, and you'll see that there are some really cool things that you can do with classes, because even though I'm only showing you how to do this with objects in this video, later on you'll see that you can actually have classes inherit from other classes, which is really awesome, and it makes Java a really good language, among other things that are really cool about it. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. I hope that this kind of gave you guys the idea. I mean, objects are just things that inherit from different types and can use methods from whatever they inherit from. It's basically the difference between fish and salmon. Salmon is a fish, but just because salmon is a fish, it doesn't mean fish is salmon. Fish could also be tuna or something like that. So just kind of try and understand what an object is. I mean, the only way you're going to really understand it, because I read like 4 books on Python when I was learning object-oriented programming the first time, and I didn't really understand it until I started making my own classes in Python or different things like that. So just program, and eventually you'll understand more in depth what an object is. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. For future videos, subscribe, and if you like this video, please press the like button. I'll be seeing you guys later. Have a nice day.